All right, this building behind me is a beautiful, beautiful home. But you will not believe the dark secrets that this place supposedly contains. We are standing at 1140 Royal Street in New Orleans in the French Quarter. This was the home of Delphine and Louis LaLaurie. He was a doctor, and their son. Mrs. LaLaurie had been accused of abusing her slaves in the past. One young girl who was combing Mrs. LaLaurie's hair, when she hit a snag in Mrs. LaLaurie's hair, Mrs. LaLaurie jumped up in a fit of anger and chased her through the home. When she could run no more, the girl climbed out of a window trying to get away from her and fell from the third story, which you can see up on top, to her death. It was investigated after Mrs. LaLaurie had taken the body of the little girl and buried it in the courtyard of the home. Later, this home was, they were very high. The LaLauries were very high society. They held a lot of balls and parties here that were just for the elite of society. If you were not part of the elite of society, you were not allowed to come to one of these balls. So you're basically out of luck. But during one of these balls, a fire broke out in the home. When the invited guests started searching through the home trying to find out where the fire had started, they found a slave girl that was chained to the oven in the kitchen. She admitted to starting the fire. When the guests of the party started looking through the home up in the attic, when the guests broke up into the attic, they found a bunch of slaves that were chained to walls. Some of the slaves had been victims of experimental surgeries. They even found one slave that was inside of a box. The bones on the slave's arms had been broken and legs had been broken so that they would fit inside of the box. The guests, of course, threw a fit, called the authorities, but by the time the authorities got here, the LaLaurie's had escaped in a carriage and had made their way back to Paris, France. That's the legend. That's the legend and the rumors. Now, what really happened here? Mr. LaLaurie, months before the fire broke out, had gotten tired of Delphine's antics, her primping, her constant tantrums, and he had moved out of the house. So he was not even here during the fire. In truth, during that period of time, there was a lot of people that were abusing their slaves. Mrs. LaLaurie was just one of the people that got caught. And over the years, the story has grown to the point of where she is now the devil incarnate. The truth is possibly close to as bad as fiction, but what is being told in ghost stories and stuff is not actually true. But the house is known to be haunted. It's on most of the ghost tours here in New Orleans. And anyhow, it's kind of fascinating building. It's at one time this building was owned by Nicolas Cage. The season 3 of American Horror Story was filmed close to here, and it was based on the Delphine LaLaurie story, so it was filmed a couple blocks away from here. But still, it is known to be a haunted property here in New Orleans, and one of the most haunted properties in all of the United States. So we'll give you a little tour around this place. Right over in right over in this area here, this door right here, is the carriage door. That's where the carriage, well, I guess actually it was either this door here or this door here, one of the two, was the carriage door where supposedly the LaLaurie's made their way out of the property and to safe haven eventually in Paris. Mrs. LaLaurie did die in Paris and was never tried for her crimes. Still, it's a very interesting property, very beautiful property, huge property. And we'll see if we can't get a little closer look of it. At it. Oh, sorry. There may be another carriage door over here. I don't know. But it is a beautiful, beautiful property. Ah, there's the front door. Just a gorgeous property, but you know, back in those times, things were much different then. Times are much better now than they were then, obviously, but people didn't look at each other as equals back then, I guess. So anyway, we found this to be an interesting place. This is definitely the courtyard here. This would have probably been the slaves' quarters up in this area over here. Yeah, that would have been the slaves' quarters in this area here. But the little girl that fell from the balcony probably would have fell from up in this area right up in here on the 3rd floor. What do you think, Miss Janet?
I got the willies over here.
Did you? Did you really?
Yeah, I did. I mean, it's a little chilly, but this is like my hair standing up on my neck, and yeah, I don't like it here.
No?
Nope. Don't
Nope.
like it here.
Feels strange, huh?
Yeah.
Well, let's end it here then.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Well, if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. If you really enjoyed this video, please hit the subscribe button and hit the little bell up in the corner so that you get notifications as to our future videos.
And share.
And please share these videos.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot. We'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.